Good evening, it's Kuro. Got a ranked game in my Shiratsuyu. This is going to be a really in-depth how to play Shiratsuyu. So right out of the gate, we're going to pause it. And it's been a while since I've really went in depth over my review on the matchmaking and why I start every match with analyzing the enemy team. So knowing all of the ships that I have on the enemy team, plus the capabilities of my ship, already I'm coming up with a game plan of how I'm going to deal with some of these ships in the game. So the enemy Synop, he's basically food for my torpedoes. The New Orleans, um, he's something I'd prefer to torpedo or spot for a battleship to just blow up. Maybe I can catch a Fiji with torps and smoke, but other than that, he's basically a dig him out and let my support, my battleships and cruisers deal with them. Same for the Miyoko. Jervis, Akatsuki, and Bliska. I outspot all of these destroyers by a decent margin. Um, all of them, however, can be an issue, getting in a gunfight with them. So I do need to be careful there. So already, just with this screen, I've got a pretty decent idea of tactics and things that I'm going to need to do during the game. Now, what I am going to do, I'm going to make the decision. My team predominantly is going to play A and B. I'm going to come down here to C cap, and the reason why I'm doing that, I outspot the entire enemy team, and I basically want to use that to try to zone their DDs out. In this case, the enemy doesn't have any radar for me to worry about, so I am able to push in, be a little bit more aggressive, and maybe have a little bit more impact on the game. So right out of the gate, establishing some communication with the team. We do have a radar advantage, and I like what I see with the Mahan and Belfast on BCAP. If a DD on the enemy team pushes in here, these two really should be able to punish it if they play that correctly. Now, since I'm alone here, really going to talk in depth about how to play a weak flank alone. I see a lot of, probably a third of my games today has a DD, you know, playing on a weak side where he's just playing too aggressively. So I'm going to talk you through some of my decisions on, when I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and, hopefully why. So right now, just keeping the team updated with RPF. Um, this is something not everybody has it, and I didn't feel like respecking my captain to a complete full gun build. So, this is, me putting the skill to work for the team. So get some spots here. 2 DDs here. With the Fiji up here, it's making me think the third DD is up in here. So I'm going to dip into the cap because I've kind of got an idea of where all the enemy DDs are. It is a gamble at this point, but I feel fairly safe that, and there he is, that if you have a light cruiser, particularly a smoke one, pushing out beyond his DD support, there's usually a DD somewhere in front of him. Throw some torpedoes in this smoke. Want to make sure that if anything comes back through here, got to pause it here because that was actually critical. Things are going too fast, and so throw some torpedoes in here. They're just Make-A-Wish torpedoes. Try to, you know, deny this section of the cap to the enemy team if a DD pulls back in there. But what you saw with the Akatsuki is exactly what I'm looking to do. He came in, 6.2, 6.3 kilometers, got detected, and I'm ready to bail because he does have support. But Akatsuki chickens out, decides not to try to push me, uh, probably because he might be able to get shot at by my Scharnhorst. So he goes and he actually smokes up, so he's actually wasted this smoke, and you know, I'm gonna be able to get this cap. So right here, this is using your concealment to your advantage. Now I know where the Akatsuki is. I do pop engine boost. I want to have maximum maneuverability right now if torpedoes come. And I'm just going to shade my angle a little bit more so I'm a little more angled to any potential torpedoes coming through here. I do get the cap, and I'm going to move a little off the bearing where I was at. And then I'm just going to stop here. And I'm going to stop here because, again, look at my circle on the minimap. 5.8 kilometers. This Akatsuki, if he spins back around, he's going to walk right into me. And at this point, I'm getting a Belfast that's coming in here. I might get some additional help. So I'm just being patient right now. There's no rush. We have 2 caps. Now's not the time to take any risks. Now, I do have a timer on this position because this New Orleans, it's appearing he's committed to pushing the H line. So you can see I'm getting ready to spot that. The Bliska gets spotted by radar. And with him being this low, I'm going to go on ahead and put some shots out on him. Now it's important if you're playing low DPM ships that you know how to aim correctly. And in this game, I'm gonna have some fairly decent aim. This shot's a little short as far as landing behind the ship. So just adjusting, and bam, finished the kill. Now this could have turned out much worse. He overshot me probably because I was making little turns, but that's something that I did catch a lucky break here. Now really going to talk to you about predictive torpedoing. So again, going to pause this. Alright, so where's this New Orleans going to go? His team, they're down a DD now. They're down 2 caps. He's going to need to make a play down here. And looking at it, there's nothing down here for him to shoot. So either he sits down here and tries to play patty cake with me and run all over the map with him unable to catch me. He has no radar, and he's too slow to actually spot me. I could just waste, you know, the entire game making this guy run all around trying to spot me. Instead, the only real play that this guy has is to go to CCAP. Now, I've got my torpedoes set. The videos that I see, I think a lot of guys would just dump their torpedoes right in here. What I'm looking to do, I'm looking to set a date with my torpedoes when this New Orleans is at its most vulnerable. And what I mean by that is just like a battleship, you know, trying to shoot citadels on a ship. A lot of times you're going to find the most success waiting for broadside targets or only shooting at broadside targets. So he's not a broadside target right now, but if you look at this island, you can get an idea of when he's going to be. He's going to sail right up here, and then he's going to make a broadside turn and sail into CCAP. So this turn is what I'm looking for. It's what I'm predicting. It's why I'm not sailing north. It's why I'm not, you know, kiting directly away. It's why I am getting this angle. I'm trying to open up this angle as much as possible because right here is the real estate I'm interested in. This is when he's going to be broadside to me. Everything that I'm doing here, I'm timing my torpedoes to reach this point when this New Orleans is at his broadside. So, dropping the torps right now. Now, he did do a little funky turn there. I think he might have thought he was going to run aground. But New Orleans is a very maneuverable ship. That's why I launched that kind of tight. And I do have my torpedo reload, but I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. So we're gonna let it ride. He sees him right now. You can see he's turning in. And I just miss him with that, but I do catch him with 2. And I mean 2, that's a hurting. He does repair the double flood. And DCP on a cruiser is only 5 seconds. You know, I'm shooting. And good RNG, pick up a fire. I'm shooting because most of his guns are turned away from me. So he's going to have a hard time shooting me unless he wants to, you know, give more broadside to my allies up here. And that just would make me a happy man. Make them a happy man too. So at this point, again, just using my concealment advantage. This New Orleans is on fire. Just gonna let the fire tick, let the fire do its work, keep this guy spotted. He's getting weaker. You know, he's getting ready to tuck behind an island. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot. Maybe I get lucky, get another fire. But RNG hates me. So, duck back in here and just resume my post. Just a blocking position, keeping enemy DDs and everything out. I'm still trying to spot this New Orleans. Maybe take a shot if I can. Now, I got an engagement with a DD coming up here, and there's some, you know, really detailed stuff I want to talk about. Boom. Okay, so right now, Jervis. Jervis has really high trajectory guns, and typically the further out you are away from a Jervis, the less effective their guns are going to be. The long travel time gives me, you know, more time to move, that kind of thing. So I'm going to make some moves here because right now this is a recipe for me to get wrecked. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to slam on the brakes while I start my turn, and I'm doing this because if I you know, continue full speed making my turn out, I'm going full speed making this big turn here, I'm gonna be within, you know, sub 5 kilometers of this Jervis pretty quickly. So by slamming on the brakes, it actually tightens my turning circle and I don't get as deep into this Jervis, and that's going to mean I've got more range to work with. So it's also just as important. He's not shooting at me yet. His guns are turning. To get a solid first hit on this guy and establish that, hey, you know, this isn't a free kill. I'm going to make this hurt. I'm already starting to kite out. Got a decent hit there. And just kite back. You know, I've done what I've wanted. I got a decent trade on the guy. Engine boost just comes up. Using my engine boost, slamming on the brakes right now. Anybody trying to throw shots at a DD with that sort of profile, they tend to overshoot the target if you're going slow. So, little trick of the trade right there. But the Jervis has popped his smoke. He's no longer in the cap. I'm just going to circle back around. Now this Jervis, if he steps into the cap, which ADD has, he's either in this smoke, or if it's the Jervis, he has no more smoke to save him, and he's over there, or it's, you know, the enemy Akatsuki. So I am just pushing in here. Now I'm specifically taking this route against this island because I know this New Orleans has been trying to use these islands as cover. So I'm pushing in here, and I'm doing this specifically to make myself safe against the New Orleans being able to jump in here and help his Jervis buddy out. What I'm looking for right now is I have a York now backing me up. I might get some backup from these guys here, but I basically am setting this up where, you know, all of my team are going to be able to shoot at the Jervis, and nobody but the Jervis is going to be able to shoot back at me. And that's why, things like last known position and watching where shells are traveling around the map is so important. Just taking a look at the Jervis, I'm undetected at, before I took that shot, so really just lining it up and just gonna push in here. And again, just looking for a good trade, maybe get the kill if I can. If not, it is what it is. I do land 3 more shells, so I do know that this guy's really low. So I'm turning sharp in here, and why I'm making this sharp turn, just in case there's torpedoes or something like that. I do see the New Orleans back here, so I am going to make this play where I'm going to push up towards this island, again keeping the island between the New Orleans and myself, try to limit some of the damage coming in towards my ship. But at this point, I want to get aggressive. Both their DDs are low, plus the New Orleans is low. I want to push in here, spot them, and kill them as fast as I can. And I do spot the Jervis, put him down. I see that the Akatsuki is radared by the Belfast. I'm looking for shots over here. And my Belfast is able to put him down before he renders on my screen. And sorry it's jumping around so much, I'm just trying to look around as quick as I can. Unfortunately lost the lock on the New Orleans and shot the island. But another thing, when you have, concealment advantage, look how I come around this island. All my guns are on target. And you see I'm starting to adjust, so my guns are, as I pie this corner here, my guns are constantly on target. It's particularly important when you're trying to secure kills like that to get that first shot off. I do pick up the New Orleans, and with the New Orleans going down, that pretty much secures the game. So just cruising right up here. Just some general ideas about Shiratsuyu. The position I took on CCAP would really be more effective if I had, support in front of me. So if I had, a cruiser or, cruiser or 2, battleships, anybody to kind of back you up, it makes that position that much stronger, because the only thing that really is going to be able to push you and sort of play that game with you is another Shiratsuyu that's a full concealment build and a Haida. And the Haida is difficult because it's basically designed to kill DDs. When you see a Haida in the matchmaking, that's when, you want to hang out with a cruiser. You're screening for your cruiser, and so when you spot that Haida and he wants to play that game with you, you've got a cruiser buddy that just knocks the hell out of the Haida, along with your guns as well. Don't discount these guns. I mean, all gun kills. These guns work. I keep seeing guys, particularly in the Japanese torp boats, not making use of their guns. Use these guns. They're accurate, they hit hard, they've got good fire chance. You can do a lot with these guns. So anyway, gonna cut this video off. I know I had some Patreon members requesting Shiratsuyu along with some guys on my Discord. Wanted to get this video out to you guys as quick as possible. So I hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.